Traditionally, the muster was somewhat of a formal, typically well-organized gathering and examination of available militia or armed citizens that are capable of defending their communities or participating in military assignments. This included physical accountability and an examination of weapons, logistics, and the physical and health characteristics of the troops. Musters were often considered outdated remnants of the old feudal system, where lords had their own armies. But its true obsolescence came about when, after the Spanish-American War, the U.S. government decided that volunteer troops should ultimately fall under federal control and prepare for military actions outside of their communities and states. The Oakland County Patriot muster started in November 2021 as the old-fashioned Oakland County Patriot muster. It was a very small event, nothing more than a small gathering of people in the cold with coffee, snacks under a single canopy. And we met there as the snow fell and the wind blew. The official Oakland County Patriot muster started in June 2022 at Pontiac Lake Recreation Area. In attendance were local militia groups, patriot organizations, a few political celebrities, and live entertainment. The second Oakland County Patriot muster took place in June 2023 at a small private farm in Orion Township. That year, some of the additional activities included a pistol range competition, a rifle salute for a fallen Marine, and some excellent food from a local traveling barbecue establishment. Both years wrapped up with a Sunday morning sermon and some incredible biscuits and gravy. Unforgettable biscuits and gravy. Listen, I've been to a lot of rallies and events. Good ones put on by people like Patriot Parkinson and the Heathen Phil and the guys and gals out in Hillsdale County. Really good ones. And a couple of shitty ones too, like where long guns aren't allowed and other 2A money grab events that never really accomplished anything. But this is different. It's not a speaking event. It's a learn, connect, and have fun event. It's a make camp, if you want to, with the family, with your team, type of event. It's your opportunity to do something about those parts of your freedom, your safety, and your security that you're not highly assured and comfortable with. And you might say, but I bake cookies and sew shit. How is that relevant? Good Lord. Where would we be right now and what language would we be speaking if not for the bakers and the seamstresses in or around the battlefield? The point is, it does take a village. And this could be an opportunity to connect with others, to learn, train, or for establishing logistical connections and mutual support. So why is this important now? Maybe you're like, mutual support for what? Does that sound ominous? You know, without jumping down any rabbit holes, I'll just be frank. If things seem as if they are on a decline or becoming just that, ominous, is it not of interest for us to make our community more resilient? To lessen the impact of practically anything that occurs outside of our community? To take care of our own? This is not a show of force for those really interested part-time legislators in Lansing. It's not a preaching to the choir. It is freedom from dependency It is freedom of movement and self-determination. It is communication and collaboration. It is connecting with local providers or people who know how to make those connections. So for Oakland County Patriot Muster 3.0, we're going with the theme of 3. Who are your 3? How close to work, school, home, or church are your 3 trusted people? The people who keep an eye out for you when you're not there. The people who can be where you're at in a moment's notice if needed. Are they 50 feet away or a mile away? Or are they 5 or 10 or 50 miles away? I got a lot of things kicking around for ideas for the muster. Snacktical operations, camp snacks, tactical treasure hunt, exercises on moving with your family under fire, and movement with the casualty, field trauma exercises, and a pistol competition being hosted by a well-known maker of some dry fire training systems. So, got a lot of cool stuff in the works, lining up some local vendors, farmers, communications people, whatever, gun stores, gear stores, different kind of connections like Patriot car repair, Patriot builders, Patriot fabricators, Great Lakes prepper group. We have a lot of things in play, and we're really working hard to get a lot of different people out there so you can have your connections and you can know where you would get food if you couldn't go to the grocery store. You would know how to communicate with your friends and family if everything goes black. It's a lot of good stuff, and it's not just in case shit hits the fan. It's the way of really making a community emboldened and a feeling of trust and a feeling of camaraderie, and just getting rid of that scourge of always being in want of something, to be able to bring people up to a point where they can actually accomplish things on their own without the help of the government. There's a lot of value in that, whether you're in peacetime or in wartime. I think the stronger that we can build our community, the less a chance of some outside war or conflict or encroachment of ever having any effect on us. And I think that's what we should have our mindset towards, as far as looking at our community and saying, this is ours. This is ours to keep and to maintain and to make sure that people aren't in need. People are not in want. And that if they do find themselves in a situation, they have the means and the capability and the network to help them get out and to help them get to the next level. I think that's something that any patriot, any true patriot, would be interested in. Not in just their singular security, where they're hiding in their house with their cache of food stored in buckets. You know what? If you like throwing your food in buckets and throwing it, piling it high in the garage, that's cool. But I also like to know where else I can get my resources from, besides just hoarding it. I like to know that when I walk out into a community, whatever's going on in it, I can feel safe because I know the people I'm walking among. I'm Pastor B of the Armor of Light Ministry and the Armory Church, and I'm inviting you out June 13th, Orion Township, for the Oakland County Patriot Muster. Let's see what kind of impact we can have on our local community when we can come together, put aside our differences, and figure out how we can each be a player in the sustainment and the improvement and the liberation of our own community. Love to see you guys out there. Have to be out.
Well, we might as well give up and run if we let 'em take our guiding gun.